Listen up, Palantards. It looks like today, we've seen the market is still correcting. Palantir's price is still in the process of recovery. However, massive bombshells has been dropped today. Donald Trump just reopened the opportunity for Palantir. Alex Karp's insane plan has been revealed. And these could set Palantir's price on its foot again. What is happening? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Palantir's stock is still going through a rough patch, and the correction isn't slowing down. In fact, today it slid even further, hitting around $84. After a major rally not too long ago, the stock has now tumbled more than 40%, leaving investors wondering what's next. One analyst described the situation as a full-blown roller coaster. According to him, the big concern on everyone's mind? Potential defense budget cuts. Since government contracts make up a big chunk of Palantir's revenue, any sign of reduced spending could put pressure on the stock. That fear has been enough to keep investors on edge, overshadowing some of the company's recent wins. But not everyone sees trouble ahead. Some major political figures are still betting on Palantir's long-term success, suggesting there's strong confidence in its future. In fact, Wedbush analysts believe the defense budget concerns might actually work in Palantir's favor. They argue that in a tighter spending environment, the Pentagon could become more selective with its contracts, and Palantir's track record might help it secure even more deals. And let's not forget its recent earnings. Palantir's Q4 results were a knockout. The stock surged more than a fifth after earnings, revenue climbed well over a third, and its U.S. commercial business, especially in AI, continued to gain momentum. The company's growth is undeniable, and it's making serious moves in the AI space, which could be a game-changer for its future. Still, the big question remains, is Palantir worth its high price tag? Investors love its potential, but with such a premium valuation, it has to keep proving itself. Can it maintain this kind of growth and justify its price, or is there still room for a deeper pullback? The mood around Palantir is still pretty rough. People are stuck wondering, should they cut their losses and sell, or should they hold on and hope for a rebound? The uncertainty is real, and you can feel the hesitation in the air. But wait, something interesting is happening. While regular investors are feeling shaky, some even offloading their shares, the big players are seeing an opportunity. Institutional investors are quietly loading up on Palantir, taking advantage of the fear in the market. One analyst just revealed a major move on social media. A massive fund, managing well over $100 billion, just jumped in and opened a brand new position in Palantir, grabbing nearly 3 million shares. That's not the kind of move you make if you don't see potential. So while retail investors are panicking, Wall Street's heavyweights are making their play. Are they onto something? And here's where things get really interesting. Palantir's current position might be a huge turning point. One analyst pointed out that this moment could set the tone for what happens next. Right now, the stock is testing a key level. What used to be a major resistance point has now turned into support. If it holds, this could be the foundation for a comeback. But if Palantir slips just a little further, it could break through that support and lose an important technical level, which might send it even lower. It's a critical moment. The stock is hanging in the balance, and the next move could decide where things go from here. Will it bounce back, or is there still more room to fall? But hold on. Some breaking news just dropped, and this could send Palantir's stock soaring. Donald Trump just signed a game-changing executive order, and it's a huge win for Palantir. The order pushes all federal agencies to start using advanced tech to review and cut wasteful spending. It also requires them to track every dollar spent by employees with clear oversight and report everything to a newly created government efficiency department. This isn't just good news for Palantir, it's huge. And here's why. First off, Palantir is already a leader in government data tracking and efficiency. That's literally what they do best. Now, with this new executive order forcing agencies to get serious about cutting waste and tracking every dollar, Palantir is in a prime position to step in and provide the solution. This could mean even more government contracts and a massive boost to their revenue. But there's another layer to this. Alex Karp and Elon Musk. Their relationship has been making headlines lately, and it's only getting stronger. With Musk's influence in government tech initiatives and Karp's expertise in data-driven decision-making, this could be the start of something even bigger. Imagine a future where Palantir plays a key role not just in government efficiency, but in a broader push for AI-driven solutions across major industries. And if Wall Street sees Palantir locking in even more government deals, investors will take notice. More contracts mean more revenue, and that kind of momentum could easily send the stock price climbing. Could this be the catalyst that pushes Palantir to a whole new level? It's starting to look that way. But wait, this is just the beginning. Because today, Alex Karp made another huge move for Palantir, and it's got everyone talking. A post just dropped revealing that the UK Prime Minister was spotted touring Palantir's DC office with Karp himself. Yeah, you heard that right. One of the most powerful leaders in Europe, personally meeting with Palantir's CEO at their headquarters. And this isn't just a casual visit. This could be the start of something massive. Palantir has been making serious moves in Europe, and if this meeting is any indication, they might be on the verge of securing even bigger deals overseas. Palantir expanding deeper into Europe isn't just another deal. It could be a game changer for the company's long-term growth. Right now, most of Palantir's revenue comes from the US, especially through government contracts. That's great, but it also makes the company vulnerable to things like defense budget cuts and political shifts. Expanding into Europe means tapping into a whole new market, bringing in fresh revenue streams and reducing its dependence on the US government. More countries using Palantir's technology means more stability for the business, which is exactly what investors want to see. And let's not forget, Europe is going through its own digital transformation. Governments and corporations there are looking for powerful AI-driven solutions to handle security, defense, and data management. Palantir is built for that. If this momentum continues, we could see more partnerships forming across the region, securing long-term deals that fuel steady revenue growth. Now, about that price drop. This kind of expansion could be exactly what Palantir needs to recover. Investors have been spooked by the recent correction, but global expansion adds a new layer of confidence. If Palantir starts locking in big European contracts, the market could start pricing in future growth, pushing the stock back up. So yeah, even though Palantir's stock has been dropping, the energy around it isn't fading. With news like this coming out almost daily, plenty of people still believe that getting back to $100 is just a matter of time. And honestly, if you take a step back, this dip isn't as dramatic as it feels. One analyst broke it down perfectly. Yes, watching the price fall from over 100 down to the 90s in just a few days isn't exactly fun, but let's put things in perspective. First off, even with this pullback, Palantir is still up a solid amount over the past month. It's been a wild ride, but overall, it's still trending in the right direction. What really happened here is that a wave of speculators and hype traders jumped in a few weeks ago, pushing the stock up way too fast. Now that the excitement has died down, they've bailed, and the price is just resetting back to where it was before all the noise. In reality, nothing has changed, just the usual stock market circus coming and going. Long-term investors? They're still doing just fine. If you've been holding since a few years back, this drop isn't shaking you. A year ago, Palantir was way lower than it is now, and despite all the volatility, this has still been a winning year. Short-term price swings like this are just part of the game, especially for a stock like Palantir that always attracts attention. And here's the key point. Palantir's business is still rock solid. Government contracts are still rolling in, profit margins are steady, and cash flow keeps improving. The stock price bouncing around doesn't change the fundamentals. This is what happens when a stock gets overhyped. Momentum traders rush in, FOMO kicks in, then they all panic and sell when reality sets in. But the people who actually believe in Palantir, they're not going anywhere. Remember, Palantir just secured its spot in the S&P 500, which is a huge deal. That means more institutional investors are going to be buying in over time. And as that happens, the stock will eventually become less volatile. In fact, if you check the filings, the big players, the ones who really move the market, aren't selling. They're holding. So if you're in this for the long run, this kind of dip isn't something to panic over. If anything, it's an opportunity. Stocks never move in a straight line, and the road to big returns is always filled with ups and downs. Just look at history. The biggest companies in the world, from Amazon to Tesla to Google, have all had moments like this. None of them skyrocketed overnight. But in the end, it wasn't the short-term noise that mattered. It was the long-term fundamentals. And if you believe in Palantir's future, then none of this should shake you. According to him, ignore the panic, stay focused, and keep your eyes on the bigger picture. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you're curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Market has fully recovered today. Palantir price goes back up to the $80 range. People are happy. The atmosphere suddenly turned bullish. However, some people still think this is a bubble. Analysts dropped their signals. Palantir CTO just dropped massive bombshells. Elon Musk stepped out of the dark and shared his thoughts. What is happening? How will all of these make sense? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. What a wild ride for Palantir. After all the chaos, its price has finally bounced back, soaring into the $80 range again. This comes right after yesterday's insane tech stock crash, all thanks to the launch of DeepSeek. That release sent shockwaves through the market, making investors panic. But now, it looks like Palantir is totally unbothered. One Twitter user summed it up perfectly. And we're back. Turns out, the market overreacted. DeepSeek wasn't some doomsday event for AI stocks. Palantir doesn't rely on just one AI model. It can work with any of them. And at the end of the day, all the real value in AI keeps stacking up in two places: the chips powering it and the ontology layer organizing it. And another analyst broke it down perfectly. DeepSeek is exciting, sure, but it just proves what's becoming more obvious. LLMs are turning into commodities. The real game changer isn't just having a powerful AI model. It's about having a platform that brings together and organizes all of a company's data. That's what actually makes AI useful, helping businesses get real answers to important questions. And that's exactly why people are building these platforms with Palantir's AI platform. It's not just about AI, it's about making AI actually work where it matters. Going back, there's another reason Palantir took a hit yesterday. Big investors have been cutting down their stakes. Cathie Wood's ARK Invest has been offloading Palantir shares, and yesterday was no different. They sold more than 60,000 shares, adding to a total of over 375,000 shares dumped just this month. The sales were spread across multiple ARK ETFs, with the biggest chunk coming from their flagship Innovation ETF, which let go of nearly half of that total. Their other funds, focused on internet and fintech, also trimmed their Palantir holdings. But here's the thing. Palantir is still one of the top holdings in ARK's main fund. So even though they've been selling, they're not exactly bailing. And now, after all that turbulence, we're seeing Palantir bounce back. However, we can't ignore the fact that these wild price swings are making people lose their minds. Some are convinced this is just a bubble waiting to pop. At the same time, there are plenty of people actually hoping for a crash. For them, it's not a disaster, it's an opportunity. One analyst even threw out a bold prediction saying Palantir could drop all the way down to $42 again. He didn't sound worried either. In a tweet, he said, "Can't wait for Palantir to hit $42 again." And then there are the investors just waiting for the perfect moment to short it. They see these price jumps as nothing more than hype, convinced that Palantir is overvalued and bound to come crashing down. For them, a dip isn't just an opportunity to buy. It's a chance to bet against the stock and make money when it falls. That's the tug-of-war happening right now. Some believe Palantir is just getting started, while others are convinced it's running on fumes. That's the kind of market we're in right now, divided. Some think Palantir is flying too high, too fast. Others are just waiting to scoop it up at a discount. But for now, the stock is proving it's got serious resilience, shaking off yesterday's chaos and holding strong. However, all of this talk about a potential crash is looking less and less likely, especially when you take a look at what Palantir has been up to lately. Right now, it seems almost unstoppable, particularly with its recent tech advancements and how it's becoming more useful in real-world applications. A recent tweet really summed up Palantir's latest moves, especially in healthcare. It highlighted Palantir's work with Cleveland Clinic, where the CEO mentioned how they co-developed a groundbreaking AI product. He said, "This is the first commercially viable AI product co-developed by Cleveland Clinic." What's even more exciting is that with Palantir's help, they created a digital twin of one of the most complex hospitals around. So, what does that mean? Basically, Palantir and Cleveland built a virtual command center that helps the hospital manage everything from patient flows to doctor schedules and equipment usage. And the results speak for themselves. Patient transfers to the main campus went up, ER waiting times dropped, and the hospital saved a ton of time on unused operating rooms. It's like an operating system for the hospital, making everything run smoother and more efficiently. This isn't just some small-scale project either. Cleveland is one of Palantir's biggest clients in healthcare, and they've got a 10-year partnership that's only growing. In fact, the CEO said this virtual command center is now being used by other healthcare systems too. Palantir is already powering a significant portion of U.S. hospitals, and if they can scale this to even more hospitals, the impact could be huge. But it's not just about the numbers. This kind of efficiency can actually save lives. When you look at all of this, it's clear that Palantir's technology isn't just something people talk about. It's becoming an essential tool in industries that matter. This kind of real-world utility is what's helping Palantir hold strong, even when the stock market is unpredictable. Now, here's something really interesting. Recently, Palantir's CTO, Shyam Sankar, dropped some seriously bold statements during a Senate Armed Services Committee testimony on defense innovation and acquisition reform. Sankar described a major divide between the defense and commercial sectors, saying that the monopsony has created a divide, like the Berlin Wall. In simpler terms, he was pointing out that while companies on the commercial side are constantly competing and evolving, the defense sector is getting stuck with fewer and fewer contractors. He even compared it to state-owned enterprises, where innovation slows down and competition is minimal. Sankar argued that the companies capable of breaking through this barrier, like Palantir, have already done so. And now, if the US is going to regain its competitive edge, it needs to tear down this wall between defense and commercial industries. What he's suggesting is that we need more innovation and collaboration across these sectors if we're going to stay ahead in the global race. It's a powerful call for change. This definitely caught the attention of everyone in the market space. People were all over it, praising Shyam Sankar's bold words and sharing their own thoughts about the need for more innovation in defense. But here's the crazy part. This wasn't just something the usual crowd was talking about. Elon Musk himself jumped in, agreeing with Sankar's statement and even posting a reply tweet in support. Why is this so big? Well, when someone like Musk, who's known for pushing the envelope in tech and innovation, backs up a point like this, it adds a lot of weight to the conversation. Musk's endorsement signals that this isn't just a passing thought, it's a critical issue for the future of both the defense sector and commercial innovation. For Palantir, this just further solidifies its position. It's not just some tech company in the background, it's a company that's already bridging the gap between defense and the commercial world. When you've got the CTO of Palantir making bold moves in Washington and getting recognized by one of the most influential tech figures of our time, it's clear Palantir is playing in a whole different league now. And here's the exciting part. Just in a few days, Palantir's Q4 reports are set to drop, and those numbers could have a huge impact on the company's future. One Twitter analyst shared two possible scenarios. Either Palantir hits $100 per share, or it could dip back into the $50 range, giving investors another chance to buy in at a lower price. No matter which way it goes, the sentiment is clear. Nothing's changed. Palantir remains one of the most important companies in the world. This makes perfect sense when you look at everything Palantir has been doing lately. Between its massive strides in defense, healthcare, and tech, it's showing no signs of slowing down. The upcoming earnings report could further prove that Palantir is on the path to becoming an even bigger force in the tech world. Whether it rallies to $100 or dips for more buying opportunities, Palantir's positioning remains strong, and it's definitely a company to keep an eye on. Looking at the long term, it's almost safe to say that Palantir isn't going anywhere. It's here to stay and keep doing its thing. With its current utilities, its deep connections to government defense sectors, and its growing presence in other industries, Palantir has the potential to take the lead in the AI market. In fact, one Twitter analyst even suggested a bold idea. What if Palantir just took NVIDIA's spot as the AI market leader and outperformed everyone from here on out? When you think about it, it's not that far-fetched. Palantir's ability to work across both commercial and defense sectors, combined with its innovative tech, sets it up to not just compete, but dominate. While others are still trying to figure out how to scale their AI solutions, Palantir is already deeply embedded in industries that matter, making real-world impact. If they keep pushing forward at this pace, there's a real chance they could emerge as the top player in AI, shifting the landscape in a major way. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Palantir update might make you lose money. So, don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.